We're back on again.
We're back.
Dude, it's still going. We're still going.
We're still doing this. We're still doing this. I hope you're still tuning into this.
Well, again, Mum, it's good to see you.
You've been missed.
You've been missed. Welcome back
Welcome back
to the Split Shift Pod
to the Split Shift Pod.
with your two favourite people. Maybe third, fourth?
Definitely the favourite.
At least top
Definitely
10. Preferably, like, surely top 10. I don't know. What are we talking about today, Dan?
It's a great topic today. Well, we've spoken a lot about some pretty, at least, pretty deep topics over the last few pods, which you hope you listened to. Very, very valuable. But the one we haven't spoken about yet is Circle of Influence.
Circle of Influence.
We're
also going to get straight through a game of chess as well.
Yeah, let's
a
do
full
this.
game.
So,
We're going to
Jimbo-
cut this out though.
Yeah, literally. All right, well, let's talk about Circle of Influence.
Let's talk about it.
Something that's, I think, is definitely very underlooked when it comes to goal success because it's a journey,
Massively.
right? It's your own journey. So why do people look at, when you think about Circle of Influence, first off, we need to figure out what is that, but why do they tend to overlook it and, don't look at the outer surroundings into their life that may be impacting their goal? So, Jimbo, tell us about what is Circle of Influence?
So, Circle of Influence, like Danny said, a lot of people, when they're trying to change, their lifestyle, achieve a goal, whatever, they have these blinders on. They think, I just need to do X to get X result. Mm-hmm. But they don't think about the things and areas of their life that are going to increase the friction between them and achieving or keeping the result. So that's what we're talking about today with the Circle of Influence. And we're pumping through this too. Circle of Influence is essentially the people in your work, family, friends, all that sort of shit. People that are close to you that have some level of impact on your emotional health, on your what you do day to day, how you act. Did you move?
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah, all that sort of shit. People that mean something to you and can affect you. And it will be a lot of people that will come up in your life, like maybe your parents, maybe your siblings, maybe your best friends. Mm-hmm. They're going to directly affect you, but also people that you might not think directly affect you.
100%.
Your workmates, people that you hang out with day to day, people that you're not sure, their opinions or whatever, not sure of their lifestyles, but they sort of edge their way in there as well. Is it yours one?
I think it's mine. Something we've got to remember when it comes to Circle of Influence is that we are social-based creatures.
Massively.
We thrive as with communities. We thrive as a pack. And when it comes to that, we got to take into account that despite having a circle of influence, can be good, but it can be bad. Depending on where you're at in life, what are your goals, and like you said, what are those influences actually showing you? Because they may impact you consciously, but even just subconsciously, not even just from your overall, probably, the beliefs or anything like that, but it could be just mannerisms, habits, all those type of things. So why is it actually so important to recognize circle of influence? And actually, before we actually jump into that, one thing I want to make clear is that we're not here to tell you to reevaluate your friendship groups or cut your mum off. We're just here to tell you something that tends to be overlooked. And when it comes to your future goal success, long-term success, I'm not saying don't cut your fucking friends off.
Literally. A lot of people do that. They
Yeah.
think I need to, disregard everything in pursuit of this goal or whatever my lifestyle is that I want to achieve. They try to cut everybody else off that doesn't align with that, and they take it too far that doesn't move there. The horse goes like an L. Dude, what the fuck? This is what I mean. We're what, 5 games in now? You still can't move the horse.
Can you just keep talking, please?
Sorry, man. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Don't cut your mum off. We're not here to say that. Exactly what Danny said. It's more about this is one of those areas that you may not be able to control. You may not be able to control who is in your circle, but you can control the level of power that you give each person, or you can control. You can influence your circle. You can be the influencer rather than the influencee, and just change how you deal with the people around you.
Absolutely.
Because 9 times out of 10, unless you're a personal trainer, your circle is probably not going to be going to the gym every day. They're probably not going to be eating chicken and rice. you're probably going to be with regular fucking people, you know, that drink a lot. They might fucking smoke, you know, they probably have quite negative lifestyles along the lines of goal achievement, all that sort of stuff. So it's about dealing with that, about how you deal with that instead of just having blinders on, pretending like it's not a real thing.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. It's
Can't believe that was so good.
I moved straight on from that. So looking at with how to navigate through circle of influence, the first thing we want to look at is who are those people that's close and dear to you, at least that you associate with every single day. Because like Jimbo just said, it's not about, you know, like direct family groups, or it could be just people that may have some sort of actual emotional connection with, but it could be also people that you just maybe not so much have a decent connection with, but you're just really associated in each other's lives, like workmates, like things along the lines of that. So recognizing who are those, what's the quote they say, like you are the top 6 people, you are the sum of the top 6 people that you associate with day-to-day life. You adopt these mannerisms, you adopt these potential habits or beliefs, what other people say, because at the end of the day, we have to remember we are social-based creatures.
Massively.
No.
We think we're independent, you know, we think for ourselves, we do, but we're heavily influenced by our environment, which is why we talk about all these things like belief systems. We're covering all these different areas of your life that people don't think about, and that's the reason why they end up just yo-yoing, because they don't deal with these other issues that are always going to be there to create friction, to make it hard for you to achieve the result and then keep it. So you understand who is your circle of influence, you understand, you know, what sort of effect we haven't spoken about the effect. So how would let's say how would a circle of influence negatively affect somebody's results?
It's nice.
Tell them.
When it comes to the negative sides of circle of influence, what's the common ones? Nah, you don't need to go to the gym. Nah, just come hang out. Let's just go watch a movie and let's get some takeaway. Like it could be, you know, oh no, don't worry, let's just go on get on the bags on the weekend and let's get fucking blind. Could we say, oh no, you don't need to do that. You've done enough. Like these are very common sayings that we hear, at least as coaches, of potentially what a negative belief system is, probably from the form of sabotage, and you don't actually realize it may be from people very dearly close to you, which looks into things like tall poppy syndrome. It's a really common one. What is tall poppy syndrome is when, think about just like general poppies, the plant, flower, it's a flower, right?
I don't know, man.
Anyway, as you grow it, when one...
Not all about the flora.
I only know about fucking indoor plants, man. That's all I've got.
We know about fiddle leaf figs, we've got enough here.
Yeah, that's it. But when you look at tall poppies, like as you're all growing, as you're building up, some may, you know, or at least as you're going along together, it may be like quite encouraging. Some people, like say for example, you're starting the gym, all of a sudden they're into, you know, what a common one is, you know, good on you, really proud of you. And people are really, you know, excited for you starting your journey. But then as you're progressing, as you're elevating, as you're accelerating and maybe becoming more consistent, you're showing up for yourself more, like you're, you know, becoming more aware of your habits, you're doing all those right appropriate steps for long-term success. And all of a sudden that poppy starts to increase in growth. But all the others, that other people in your influence, circle of influence is still a little stagnant or they're slow. What happens? They'll try to chop you down, but not in the way they're just like actually intently to hurt you, because at the end of the day, these people probably actually care about you. But the reality, it's more of like a subconscious thing where they just say they start to become a bit more they regress back away from the compliments. They probably start to how can you say, really common one. They'll go, oh, you've been going to the gym lately. Oh, look at you, big guy. Stuff like that. They start to become a little bit more taunting in a way, because it's more of a reflection on them, because you are elevating. The dangers of this, with this negative circle of influence, is that it can really chop people back down to their level. Now, this is not saying that these people are bad. These people that you should just nah, fuck you, cut them off, because these people could be quite dearly close to you and they don't even realize they're doing it. But it's important to definitely acknowledge that is a thing.
Massively.
For close and, that not as closely related, and be able to address what's going on with them. Start with the communication. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Acknowledging the tall poppy syndrome, acknowledging those negative connotations when it comes to people talking to you or maybe address you about when it comes to your, goal success. It's a big
Massively.
red flag.
That's it, yeah, and that's also like a jealousy thing, like you said.
100%.
You know, they're not doing as well as you, so they want to bring you back. But also it can come from, let's say you've been married to somebody for 20 years and you've looked the same way, you've lived the same lifestyle for the past decade or whatever, and you know, your husband, you started going to the gym, you're starting to lose a bit of weight, you're starting to gain this bit of confidence, and your husband's like subconsciously thinking, oh shit, if she gets better, she's going to leave me, you know. If she gets better, then, you know, is she still going to want to hang out with me or whatever? Or it could be another family member or a friend. They loved you for how you were, so they're scared they're not going to be able to love you for who that you are becoming. Yeah. And that could be another bring you back towards where I'm at, you know. And when you are making changes or you are trying to better yourself, you got to be able to expect that the people that were comfortable with you before, you're putting yourself out there. You're trying to take yourself out of your comfort zone to achieve something, which means that you either need to bring them with you or expect them to try to bring you back. Yeah. And that we're going to talk about how you can actually do that by communicating properly in a second if you keep fucking watching. But it's not always with a, you know, just I'm jealous of you, that sort of thing. It can also be like a fear thing, being like, I don't want to lose this person. This is scary for me. I don't understand. I don't know what's going to happen.
Jealousy, insecurity, stuff like that. Like those are very common. It can be common where it's, you know, human nature in a way. Like people that you dearly care about, it is, you know, part of those things that you have to be mindful of, because if you're accelerating, think about what other people are feeling if they're in their slob. And
Danny Blair's got the goods today. He got the fucking watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Guys, it's very limited supply. You can't find it anywhere anymore.
If you find some, send us a DM so we can go buy it.
Please. Anyway, you were saying?
Well, yeah, no, it's just basically like what exactly you were saying, is just recognizing that those are the risks, and it's not because they hate you. They could be just have some sort of, you know, like existing or pre-existing fear they probably didn't realize they even had before until you started progressing. And then we start to look into the positive circle of influence, not just from other people, but also how you can become that positive influence as well. So, Jimbo, would you like to talk about that? This is part 1 of Circle of Influence. We decided to cut this video into 2 because you motherfuckers think the part of the podcast is too long.
Yes.
So
attention span's 0, so that's also fine.
Thanks, TikTok.
We've broken up into 2.
Part 1, Circle of Influence. We'll see you for part 2.
See you soon.